Well, on Moodle, you see here there's a reading, an article written by me called Enriching Short Stories Through Processes. So it's about how to help Hong Kong students in a class, I can't remember, Form 3 or Form 2, I think, to write a story, to let them realize that to realize the importance of including different kinds of processes to enrich the story. So you find time to read this article to get some ideas. Okay, now before we look at word phrase structure, I know there is an exercise on modal auxiliaries. Remember, there are different kinds of meanings that can be associated with modal auxiliaries. Remember these three different types? Epistemic, modality, about your knowledge of the world. For example, it may rain soon. Your knowledge, looking at the clouds, black clouds, so you say it may rain soon, about possibility. You must attend every class. Must. This is not about possibility, but it's about your obligation, your duty. So this is called deontic. And then the final type, this can't endure pain, or I will leave now. It's about your ability or your volition, your will. Remember, want, I want to do something, want, that is volition. So I will leave, this is also your plan, your want. So this is called dynamic modality. So three different kinds. But sometimes when we use these modal verbs, there can be ambiguous meanings. So in the next exercise, task 2 there, well, you are asked to explain the different meanings that are ambiguities. Number 1, Mary may visit him after lunch. What can be the meaning? Between two different things meaning? So if it is epistemic, what's the meaning then? Yeah, it's possible for Mary to visit him after lunch. Possibility. But can there be another meaning? Yes. Yes, what's that? Deontic. Yeah, so what's the meaning then? Yeah, she's allowed. She's allowed to visit him after lunch. Not now, but after lunch. So she may do it. Just like, may I be excused? Yes. Yeah, then you may go now. Yeah, go to the toilet now. May, permission. Okay, next, number 2. He must have regular treatments. What's the meaning? He must have it. Obligation. Okay, obligation. That means he should have it, no? Then another one. Any other meaning? Prediction or what? Well, look at him. He's so healthy. No, nothing wrong. No, he's good, in good shape. So he must have regular treatment. So the meaning, there's the possibility, about the predictive idea there. So it can mean that it can be inferred that he has regular treatment. So both are possible, both kinds of meanings. They should contact us soon. Obligation, that's all. Okay, obligation is the thing. That means they have the obligation, they are required to contact us soon. Can that be another meaning? Yes. It's possible that they contact us soon, so that means epistemic modality. So it can be predicted that they will contact us soon. They should contact us soon. Yeah, now it's already the 11th of October. They should contact us soon. Yeah, probably 2 days later, they should contact us soon. Okay, so those three sentences can have different interpretations. So if you want to present something as facts, what kind of verb should you use? Or what verb form should you use? Facts. Present tense or past tense. Simple present tense and simple past tense. So for example, you say she is a good girl. Then that's presented as a fact. She is a good girl. She negative, then she isn't a good girl. So these are presented as facts if you use the simple present or simple past. But if you're not too sure or something in doubt, then you use modal auxiliaries. Now she must be a good girl. She should be a good girl. And if she works harder, she can be a good girl. So you see in between, they are not facts anymore. We show the modality, your attitude. That's why we say that we use modal verbs to express interpersonal meanings, to show the levels of certainty, likelihood, or obligations. Well, I think I can't go to all the PowerPoint now, but you should have read them. Do you have any questions, by the way? Up to slide 38 here. Have you got any questions? If not, then we'll move on to the verb phrase structure, okay? Well, as you know, there can be more than one auxiliary in a verb phrase. It can be up to 4 auxiliaries. But of course, usually we won't use so many auxiliaries. Otherwise, the meaning will be very hard to understand. But it's possible. So the first verb is the modal verb. If you've got a series, like here, the modal verb, he must go. And that's perfect. He must have gone. Progressive, he must have been going. And then passive, go can't be in the passive, so we have to change it to another verb. Maybe here, driven, passive. He must have been being driven up to somewhere. He must have been being driven to the police station. So they come in this order: modal, perfect, progressive, and then passive. Now, in the verb phrase structure, of course, the key word is the verb, that's the have. And then the auxiliary verbs will tell you these, the grammatical categories associated with verbs: person and number, tense, aspect, mood, and voice. Today we'll focus on tense and aspects. Alright, about tense. How many tenses are there in English? What did your teacher tell you? Your teachers in the primary or secondary school? How many? How many tenses are there? 3. What are the 3? Present, past, and future. Just 3? I think some teachers even said more. How many? Past, future? Like would be doing something? Oh, all right. Well, some people say more than 20 or 30 tenses. So confusing. But according to modern grammarians like Collins, there are only two tenses. They are the present tense and also the past tense. Because you can only have inflectional forms for these two. Future, we don't have any inflectional form. Right? We don't say we'll we just say we'll go, but we'll go. No suffix after that, right? So to express the future meaning, actually we can use different ways to do it. But only the present and past we have the inflectional suffixes there. Present, third person singular, we have the s, and past tense we have the past morpheme. The past morpheme may be ed for regular verbs, like walk, walks. But irregular verbs, then we change the spelling.